Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome back to the next installment for this Hammer Films Blu-ray set that I've been going through. As stated in my previous videos, I'm reviewing each film in this 20-film set, even if I don't care for it. So, I am going to put some more info, some other links in the description, so be sure to check that out. But before we dive in, please be sure to do all that YouTube stuff. You know the whole, if you like this, like it, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon to get a notification for when I put up another video, which is usually 1 to 2 times per week. And, feel free to check out my back catalog. And if you like what's there, feel free to share this channel, share this video. It all really helps quite a bit. So now that that's out of the way, this review is for the 1965 film Die, Die, My Darling. And I'm not familiar with any of the stars except Donald Sutherland plays a small role in this, as well as Peter Vaughn, who I believe is in Game of Thrones as Maester Aemon. But anyways, here's a quick little synopsis for the film. A young woman is terrorized by her deceased fiancé's demented mother, who blames her for her son's death. So going in, knowing only that, I knew this would veer a little bit closer to horror and thriller than some of the other ones that I've been watching, which there were some that were more dramatic or more comedic. But this one doesn't just, launch you into it. It's the beginning kind of eases you into the story. However, I did have to pay very close attention to a few things as they were kind of piecing it together. But basically, this woman was engaged, her fiance died, and she's with another man now who she's planning to marry. But before marrying him, she's contacted by her deceased fiance's mother, and she decides to pay her a visit, kind of clear the air about a few things. Now, this mother, who's played by, and this is Mrs. Trefoil, who's played by Tallulah Bankhead, turns out to be very religious, very judgmental, very strict, and quite overbearing. Our main character is berated just for wearing lipstick, or having a red dress, or not attending church as often as she thinks that she should. And even has her own church service set up within her home because she doesn't care for the other church. She's very strict. It's very strange. She seems to hate everybody in the town. Very closed-minded old woman. So initially, our main character tries to just kind of shrug some of this off until he just gets to the point where she can't take it and she tries to leave. And then that's where things really kind of get going, that she's prevented from leaving and things kind of take this downward spiral. Now, one thing that stood out, there's a very slow build for this one. So even when things start to turn sour, they don't go like bag of cats crazy just yet. It still is a slow build working up to that. Seeing this old woman getting more angry and more violent and even murderous throughout. It's not a quick flip of a switch. It kind of slowly brings us there. But although it does kind of have a bit of that lull in the middle, it does pick up and it gets a bit more creepy, a bit more dangerous. More and more it moves towards our climax of being something bigger than some of the boring stuff that was happening in the middle. Now, while this one is not my favorite in the set, I did go from initially partway through the film, I just felt like I really wasn't enjoying it, to slowly being pulled in more and more, particularly due to the performance by Tallulah Bankhead as Mrs. Trefoil, just slowly seeing this old woman kind of unravel and go from this religious devotion that she's kind of very judgmental against everybody to really becoming evil and sinister in a way. Seeing this one kind of unraveling that crazy and seeing all that come undone was really interesting. But to sum it up, it's a bit slow in parts, particularly in the middle. The progress, though, throughout, it actually reeled me back in, and it really piqued my interest to see everything unraveling and see as it takes that downward spiral instead of that quick launch into it, seeing that slow build as it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. Tallulah Bankhead as Mrs. Trefoil really drove it home with an excellent and creepy performance. And, right now it's available to rent or, it's in this Hammer set. It's worth giving a shot if you come across it. Like I said, it's not my favorite from the set, but definitely was worth checking out. And I do feel like I'll end up checking it out again one day because I did, overall I did enjoy it. And speaking of enjoy, I hope you enjoyed this little review. It's another short one for these Hammer films. Be sure to do all that YouTube stuff that I mentioned earlier in the film, or early in the video, and I will see you in the next one.